The Sci-Horror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sci-Horror Film Podcast. I am Andy Walker and I am here with my son Scott, as we are most want to do when we do these things. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
How...
For anyone that was wondering, by the way, I was laughing because of the finger gesture. I thought he was just trying to randomly do some sort of sign language.
No, I was scratching my nose.
The things on my screen, it looks like you're just pointing at me.
Yeah. How are you anyway?
I'm all right.
Good.
Enjoying things. How are you, Father?
I'm randomly yes.
Randomly.
With a certain amount of yeah and a side order of yeah, I'm not sure. Looking forward to next week.
What?
Or
sorry, I was scratching my nose.
The other week, the week that we are looking forward to. No, last week, this week, next week, today. Hello.
You start again.
I don't know if I could. Anyway, back in the real world, shall we see if there's any chance of some film reviews breaking out?
We're breaking out with what? Us? Never. Yeah. Never gonna happen.
This week we are reviewing 2 short films and a feature film again.
Sorry, my laptop pointed out. I think it's 2 short films and a future film.
A future film. Well, it's
the review one that's coming out next year.
It's science fiction. So, you know, I was thinking. I was looking at it the other day. I was looking for films to do and short films to do, and I thought, should I be really kind of pushing things a bit, and that because I found 2 really good films that look really good, 2 short films, and I found a feature film which all look like they could be good, but they're all about time travel.
I'll do a deal, actually. I will do one film about time travel, as I made you watch what's it called? Werewolves of the Third Reich. Right, because Amy did say to me that because of it was penance for the fact that you're not a big, as we know, you're not a big sort of werewolf fan and stuff like that.
No, I mean, realistically, we should do some werewolf films because we haven't done any. We haven't gone out of our way to do things like vampires and mummies and things like that.
No, but with horror films, it seems to be a lot more vampire stuff than there is. Like vampire zombies and stuff like that. There seems to be a lot more of that than there is werewolves.
Well, they go in sort of waves. You get waves of you know. At one point, you know, vampires are really are kind of in vogue, and another point, werewolves are in vogue. Occasionally, they're both in vogue at the same time. Unfortunately, then you get things like Twilight. And you know, mummies go through a little bit of a spate, and then zombies go through a thing every now and again. And then it's serial killers, and then you know it's all along.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll just do what we do, and then we'll see how it goes when we do it.
Oh.
Anyway, on with the show. Welcome to everybody who might be watching, listening, or scratching your bum. What are you doing? And off we jolly well go. We're going to start off with a short film from 2019, although we don't necessarily know that. It's definitely from 2019 because it's on Dust.
Yes.
And as I said before, there have been occasions when we found them on there older than that, but they go on to Dust at that time. But anyway, it's for 2019 on Dust, and it's called Post-Human. This is an animated sci-fi short film. The film is made by Cole Drumb and Jennifer Wei Ying Luck. Wei Ying Luck. Wei Ying Luck. That's it. Don't ask me. I only speak one language, and that's drivel. So here we go.
I only speak one language, and even that's remedial.
Yes. So the synopsis for this film says a genius hacker and his dog help an enigmatic young woman to free the remaining test subjects of a Black Ops ESP test lab.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
I actually really like this. I'm as I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember if we said it on this before, but I'm a massive fan of anime stuff, and
Yeah,
this is right up my alley. I love this thing because it's an amazing like computer graphics for it. It's not like proper cartoony, but it's enough to like sort of not make it so serious.
yeah,
Sort of
I know what you
looking,
mean. It's
but I really liked it. Like especially the death scenes in it. I thought were
yeah,
I don't know, like, they're over the top. That's what I expect of animation sort of things and stuff like that. But it wasn't like over the top to the point where you're like, this is drivel. But it was really well done.
yeah. No, I agree. I think it was good, and it was a good kind of mix of like old style cartoon and CGI, and
Mm,
that's what I like. I like it when they work together.
yeah,
It reminded me actually of I really like there's a series that's been on Netflix called Love, Sex and Robots,
mm,
which I really like, and this
yeah,
reminded me of some of the stuff that they've had on there.
yeah.
Um,
It's
it's
just such a
action
great.
packed. It's quite, there's a lot of action in it, and it is quite gory, really.
Yeah, it's the thing. Is what I like about it as well. It's the fact it literally drops you right in the middle of it. It's no
Yeah,
like build up to it. It's literally you're there at the like start of the op and end of it, and that's it. Like it's only like a 5 minute long video film,
yeah, yeah.
but it's so well done. And
Oh, it is.
like I'm saying, I've watched animes and like a lot of animes series anyway are only like 20 minute long ones anyway, and a lot of the
Yeah.
films are not much longer. And I think this could be made so much better, like so much bigger and so easily. It's so great by itself.
Yeah, I know it works really well, and that's as you say. I mean, it does look. It looks like it's part out of an episode of some bigger
Yeah,
anime stuff. It also reminds me a bit of when I was a bit younger. We're age now. Used to be the sort of 2000 AD comic and that sort of thing. Some of the stuff that they used to have in that
yeah,
was similar sort of nature. They used to have people like. I mean, that's where Judge Dredd started, but
yeah,
also people like DR and Quinch and sort of like some of the other stuff that they had in there, Max Payne and other people like that were there, and
mm,
it kind of it had that same kind of feel to it, you know.
yeah.
Um,
For the there is a new sort of franchise along with that at the moment. Is that it started off as a game, what they that one, but they have made on Netflix at the moment, and I think they're doing another one. Have made it into a series, which is called Cyberpunk,
right,
and it's basically normal everyday life gangster sort of stuff, but it's all to do with cybernetics and like digital currency and stuff like that. And this reminded me of that. It's the fact that it's one of them things. It's making a film that sort of it speaks to, and I'm going to use the words very loosely before you overcome me, speak to the older generation,
yeah,
but also speaks to sort of, it's also a way of bringing in like the newer, younger generation, by melding them two things together. Like you've got the the remembrance of Judge Dredd and stuff like that when it started, but then the newer stuff like Cyberpunk and all the anime style,
yeah,
mashing them together. And
yeah, yeah.
it's saying the idea for this is so amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, it's a great idea. And it's for one that's obviously been. I mean, it's been used before, but it's so well done.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, I like watching these sort of animated things. We haven't done. We've only done a few short films that have been animated. The only big animation film we've done was right back at the beginning when we did Heavy Metal. But
yeah.
I think maybe we need to look at a couple of animated feature films.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is that I think what I love about the animation style, especially or animations and stuff like that, especially for a lot of films, is there is I don't know what the rules are or anything like that, but it seems almost easier to get away with a lot of things
Yeah.
in animation.
Well, yeah, it
Because
is.
you think like when we've watched feature length films and someone's had like the woman that's in it and the way she appears in a feature length film, that would be like 18 plus,
Yeah,
sort of in America like R rated stuff like that, and over in here it'd be like 18 sort of certificate and
yeah,
but for animation, it gets downgraded to like 15s, and it's then. And I know YouTube have got a massive policy about nudity, and the fact
yeah,
that that's sitting on there as a film that you can watch,
yeah.
just it just shows about the fact that like there's different rules. I think it's because of the fact that it is that cartoon, and
Well,
it's not real
the other
blood and
thing is,
guts. It's not real nudity. It's
the other thing is, if you look at it, I mean, there's not the detail of a completely nude woman.
no,
It's a nude woman without some of the bits, if
yeah.
you like.
And I think that's a way of getting around it, and they can
Yeah,
do that. But it's also, I think, for a lot of things as well. Like I said, the whole for everyone, you can look at it and go, "That's definitely a cartoon." It's not. You're
yeah,
not sitting there going, "Oh my god, that is actually someone that's had their head blown off, or someone that's got their parts showing, or whatever."
yeah,
It's you can sit there and go, "Yeah, it's a cartoon," so it's not so grim and graphic.
yeah. I know what you mean.
And that's what I like about a lot of these is the fact that for it to be, and like, I've watched a couple of animes and films and series that have made that 18 rating, and I sat there and I got to the end of it, and I've gone, that was gruesome.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
that's,
watched a couple
that's
of other ones that I think, oh, this should be an 18, but actually it's only like a 15.
but that's where they the same sort of thing that they do the same sort of thing in films, and they just get they get told they're not going to get rated because
Yeah,
it's like they won't rate it. But
yeah,
it was good. I really enjoyed watching it, and it was a good film, a good short film. But it seemed really a lot shorter than it was, and it
yeah.
but it
I
was
would I
really
would
good,
like to
really well done.
see or see if the people that have done this before it went on dust have done anything else or carried it on or made
Yeah,
any other films because this is saying if they've done this and it's as good as it is, I'd love to see some more of their other work.
yeah, and it's a few years old now, so
Yeah.
it's possible. We'll have to have a look and see. Okay, the second short film is from 2022, and this is a film called Draw. Draw.
Not what I was expecting, by the way. After watching the first one, I was like, "Oh, draw! It's going to be about people drawing things." And
No, no. This is a Western sci-fi short film. Rev X Films, Revelations End. It said Revelations End FC, and then Cranked Up Films and Music Playhouse. I don't know which one of those had anything to do with it, or if all of them did, or whatever.
to be
Um,
honest, you'd probably find that some of it might have been like the location because looking at it looks
yeah,
like sort of a pre-built location place.
yeah, maybe. This was directed by Ricky Wilson Jr. and the cast is Jordan Williams, Ricky Wilson Jr., Steve R. Barnett, Benjamin C. Roney, and Tracy Huddleston. And this synopsis for this film says, when death comes his way, time is the only thing Flynn has on his side. I really like this.
Yeah.
It's not often you get a Western sci-fi.
No.
Um,
Well, I don't know. I think we should very. There's not many times you get a good Western sci-fi. There is one out there, the other one I know of that is awful.
what's that?
Cowboys versus Aliens.
Cowboys versus Aliens is brilliant.
It's
Definitely, yeah.
awful.
Well, that's why it's brilliant. It's so bad, it's good. Um, no, I do really like it. I really like the effects on this. It's a really, when you start watching it, you're not quite sure what's going to happen,
No.
and you don't know exactly what's going on. Uh, it's interesting because there's an episode of the Twilight Zone, an
Yeah.
old episode of the Twilight Zone, where somebody's got a watch that whenever they press the thing on it, it stops time. And for this to have the same thing was quite good. It was almost like a kind of shout back to the old Twilight Zone things. Um, It works really well. The effects were really good when you sort of the rippling of the air where the bullet's
Yeah,
going through it, and as he's walking through the smoke and all that sort of thing. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
I like that as well. It's not given away until literally the last shot. The
Yeah,
last bullet is that because it's sort of the first one he does, and you sort of he veers off. And you're like, I sort of sat there and I'm like, what on earth? And,
yeah,
and then the second one, I was like, okay, he's either really, really rubbish at aiming and no one wants to tell him. He's been trained by stormtroopers or something. But then, and then like, as a sort of, and then they're firing off the three, and I was like, no, that can't like this. Even free and quick for like repetition, you're gonna have to get it close. And the guy didn't flinch. And
yeah.
then right at the last minute, that last shot, and I was like, that is well done. And
It's
it's
really,
especially with the plucking, like the way he plucks the bullet out and everything like that, and to then carry it on without anything else afterwards. I thought, I agree, he's been done, but this was so good.
and I love the fact that they make a point of showing you that he's deliberately rubbing his feet in the dirt to mark where his feet were, so
Yeah,
he can go back to exactly the same position and get every
yeah,
time he moves. It's brilliant. I'd love to have a look like that. It'd be
yeah.
fantastic. But it works really well and it's really well done. And as you say, I think it must have been a very pre-made thing. It's probably a Western town sort of.
Yeah, it definitely looks like sort of because I know in America they've got some of these sort of the reenactment places and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So it definitely looks like that sort of place.
yeah. Well, that's what the one that Nate got. Nate Thompson
Yeah.
got. He was with that. Maybe it might have been filmed there. You never know. Uh, and stranger things have happened. But no, it was a really good. I really liked it, and it was such a quick. It's a quick little film, there's not that much to it really,
No,
but it
it's the thing.
works really
Yeah,
well.
it's not over explained, but it's done enough for you to sort of draw you in, but leave you like sort of going, this is wicked, and it's not like you're not left at the end of it going, what's going on, like what, and like the sort of bugging. It gives you that right amount of excitement.
Yeah, yeah. No, it does. It works really well. I really like that. Okay, so on to our feature film. Now, this film was chosen
By
for
my
us
beloved other half, yes.
by Amy, and good on her. It's a film from 2020, a science fiction film from 2020 called Proximity.
Yeah.
Now, the director, who was also part writer, is called Eric Eric Demusi. Now he did some TV stuff and short films and that in the 2010s, but nothing else. The other writer, Jason Michael Tree, also did some TV and shorts in the 2010s, but hasn't done anything else. The cast, most of them haven't done a lot.
No.
There's a few that have, but most of them haven't. But let's go through it. Cast: Ryan Mason did some TV short stuff in the 2010s and was in a film called Involution in 2018. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it's interesting. We've got Heidi Kwan, who did some TV and shorts in the 2010s, nothing else. Christian Prentice, again, did some TV and shorts in the 2010s, 2020s, and nothing else. Shaw Jones did some TV and shorts in the 1990s, 2010s, 2020s, was in Ultrasound in 2021 and The Forever Purge in 2021. Then we have Don Scribner.
Great name.
He's been around a little bit longer. He did TV and shorts in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. He was in film that I want to see just because of the title, Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity in 1987. He was in Moon in Scorpio in 1987, Future Forces 1989, Blazeland in 1992, Nightshade in 1996, Witchcraft 11, Sisters in Blood in the year 2000, Savage Season 2001, Tomb of the Werewolf in 2004, Cannibal Taboo in 2006, Alien Armageddon in 2011, Bigfoot Country in 2012, Hide and Go Seek in 2014, Hallucinogen in 2015, Encounter in 2016, The Doll in 2017, 51 Nevada, sorry, in 2018, and 616 Wilford Lane in 2021. Yeah. Then we have, what do we have? Ben Sullivan did some TV shorts and TVs and shorts in the 2010s, nothing else. Ian Coleman did some TVs and shorts in the 2010s, 2020s, and nothing else. Max Cutler did some TV shorts in the 2010s and 2020s and was in a film called Bloodcraft in 2019. Now, there were a few other people, but they all play even smaller roles than the people I'm talking about now, so I doubt very much if they did very much that we'd be interested in. If you want to, you can go and look up the full list of cast members and what else they've done on IMDb, which is basically all I do to get this information. So there you go. So the synopsis for this film says, a young NASA JPL scientist is abducted by extraterrestrials. But when no one believes his story, he becomes obsessed with finding proof, which leads him on a journey of discovery. I wasn't sure about this film at all because it's a PG and it's got a very young cast, and I thought this was going to be a kids' film.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, because to be honest, we did The Last Starfighter, which was basically a kids' film. We've both said that we enjoyed watching things like Flight of the Navigator, which was basically a kids' film.
I could feel a butt coming on you.
Oh, that kind of thing. It's got a great opening. I really like the opening to it, and I think the effects in it are really good for the first half of the film. It's got a very kind of the music is very sort of 80s sci-fi action movie, which I'm not sure it completely fits with the film, but it kind of works. The effects are good, as I say. It's an interesting story. It's a good story. Well made. It's well acted. But it's just kind of pretty good. It's not, and it gets to a point where it kind of stops doing anything for a while, and it kind of drags a bit.
Yeah.
And then there's some very strange things happening, like this person that seems to know more about anything than any of them turns out to be the same age as they are, and this sort of like young girl who needs protecting from everything, and it's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, the tech guy, which annoyed me a bit because the main guy in this is he works for basically for the branch of NASA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works for the propulsion center in NASA.
Get
So
propulsion.
he says that he's got a doctorate in mathematics and he does that. But surely he should be tech savvy. He
Yeah.
with a lot of stuff. Like he proves that at the beginning that he is.
Yeah.
So why did he have so much trouble sending a file?
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
because otherwise they wouldn't have needed the other tech guys.
yeah. No, I thought it was an okay film. There were parts of it that made me chuckle, and like there was a little bit of a comedy aspect to it. It confused me for what the aliens were looking for.
Well, there was when it came towards the end, there seemed to be this bizarre point where it seemed like the aliens were looking for
Jesus.
Jesus. They were, and it's that mix of religion and sci-fi, which is interesting because you don't see that very often in films,
No.
I must admit. But what got me was the fact that they come along and they say, "Who is Jesus? What is he?" And they get the explanation. Well, he's Jesus, basically.
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and the thing is as well, it's not explained as well why only one of them seems to have these powers,
Yeah,
even though they've all been abducted and not have these chips and everything inside them, and
I
or
don't know.
explain at all how the
What
people can track them.
what I would say though is that I think there's some fantastic effects in this film, which I really would love to see used in a film that's got
Yeah.
more going on in it.
Yeah.
There's a few good action sequences. There's some interesting ideas. but it's all a bit. It just go. It's a bit long and a bit slow and a bit kind of. And if you're a conspiracy theorist, this is a great film
Yeah,
for you
it's an
because it kind
amazing.
of ticks millions of boxes for conspiracy theorists.
Oh yeah, because it's the whole secret branches of the government. It's got aliens. It's got um, sort of living off the grid and like people trying to traffic all over the world and being hidden away and everything like that. And
Everybody having chips inside them,
yeah, people having chips inside them that can be tracked at the moment's notice. And
and the Men in Black and all that.
yeah, the men in black that have androids that seem to have been like
Yeah,
that have really good facial recognition software but can't shoot in a straight line.
well, the androids were definitely the forerunners of the stormtroopers. I'm sure of it, because no, they couldn't shoot properly and that sort of thing. Apart from the one that's got me with the two guys on the motorbikes. I don't know if they were androids or not, but they looked like when they were riding along on their motorbikes. It looked like part from a Daft Punk video. It's just, they had that kind of look about them, you
Yeah,
know. It's just like,
it's just
what's going on?
I say it sort of seemed almost like they didn't know where to go with it. It's sort
Yeah.
of like, yeah, we've got a really good alien idea. What we'll do to make this extra special is we'll throw some androids in, and then just to confuse everyone, we'll throw a bit of religion.
See, I think, well, the look to me, what they had was they had a really good beginning and a really good end. And they looked at it and they went, well, hang on a minute, that's only going to make about half an hour long film.
Yeah,
We want to make a feature film. So if we put a bit in the middle that's about an hour long, where they're
so
just
this is
kind of
almost this is
journeying
almost
around and there's some people, the men in black are after them and some androids are after them,
yeah.
then that covers that, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this is almost a 2 hour long film.
Yeah.
And it's just like, see, the thing is, I've got to admit, I sat there, I sort of not had a moan or anything. I sort of just, I looked at Amy, I was like, 2 hours, really? She was like, what? I want you to never choose a film again. She was like, why? I was like, did you not check how long this was? She went, no, I just read the description. I thought it'd be good. But
Yeah.
it's an alright film, but it's not one that I would rush to go and watch again.
No, I mean, it's probably not a film I would have thought I would sat down and gone, oh, I'll sit down and watch this.
Yeah,
But you know, it's okay in its own way. It's there's nothing there's nothing overtly wrong with this film. There's nothing that would make me go, oh my god, this is a huge pile of rubbish.
yeah,
But it just kind of didn't really do much for me. I kind of like got to the end of it and thought, okay,
yeah. It's not
it
one
was.
it's not one that's gonna make me go, oh my god, that film's so amazing. You've got to watch it. You
No,
like
no.
go out and watch it
I
this
mean,
evening.
I would say to people, watch it just for the effects because some of the effects are
Oh
absolutely
yeah,
brilliant.
I,
The bit where they're taking these people's arms apart and taking the
yeah.
hips out is incredible.
Oh, just even just the alien, even just the alien images, even though they're very generic and they're tall, green, lanky people,
Yeah,
but they're still very well done.
and the whole thing of them basically manipulating things so that they can step sideways almost in
Yeah,
reality.
sort of step out of space and time,
Yeah,
even though everything's still there, and just sort of skirt around it all. I thought was very well.
it's
And
very well done. It was very well done.
so it's just confusing me. Like the technology, the boy's phone that he has isn't that up to date. Even the camera he's got is not that up to date.
Yeah,
But yeah, there was still enough technology for for someone else to have a smartphone and laser guns to to have.
yeah. Well, you know.
It's just I don't know. It seemed a bit sort of mismatched for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, I think the biggest problem with it was that there was a huge section in the middle where not a lot really happened, where they just seemed to be traveling around and not doing very much, being chased
Yes,
every now and again, and it just kind of lost its way a bit in the middle.
yeah, the sort of the whole in the forest chase, the sort of the romance scene, or not romance scene, but the sort of romance connection in the forest.
Yeah,
It was obvious it was going to happen because that's what happens in almost all of these films. But the
yeah.
sort of running through the forest and having a lot, it's just like, does that really need
I
to
mean,
be happening?
the beginning I really liked. Really, I mean, so the beginning part of it was really good, and also the fact that the way that they did the whole thing of him not being believed about his abduction, that really
Yeah,
worked well, because I thought it was a very good sort of like show of how that would happen. People are going to go,
it's
yeah, right, whatever.
yeah. It's also another thing that I think for it. It shows as well that just because someone says he he finally has someone say, "Yeah, look, we'll listen to your story," doesn't mean that they believe you.
No,
Like
yeah,
he goes on TV and tells his story, but you can tell that the person who's talking to him is blatantly just doing it for a PR stunt.
yeah,
It's like she's sitting there, and you can see because of the question. You can like the question has been done, and it's sort of, oh yeah, we'll do this for you, we'll prepare it, and then sort of U-turns it and backtracks and sort of starts having digs, and it's just like just because someone wants to listen to you doesn't mean they're going to believe you,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just and the whole like it says on there about the media mix up and the media sort of the way they can twist things because it can be done is and the fact that there's so many people out. There's so many people who've got opinions for like they show it on the comments on the video he puts up with like people like a mix of people going this is amazing and then people going no this is pathetic and like
yeah,
the harsh comments of like well just jump off a bridge and stuff like that. It's just like it shows the fact that in this day and age the fact that there's never going to be something that comes out that everyone's going to believe is true straight away.
yeah. That's right.
Even if there is massive proof, there's still going to be people that are going to turn around and go, yeah, but that can be fake.
Yeah,
So
um,
it's, I think there's good concepts behind it.
there
I just
are,
don't think
and
it's executed.
yeah, there's some bits of it that work really, really well, but it just kind of, I think it loses its way in the middle, and it just kind of gets a bit kind of yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but hey, it's not the worst film I've ever seen. It's it's uh it's a decent enough kind of um young person's family sci-fi film.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I
doesn't
definitely,
have the action thing maybe of the Last Starfighter or
yeah. It's definitely a
Fighting
family
Under the Gate, but
friendly film.
yeah, it's a family friendly film. If you want to watch a family friendly film about alien abduction
Religion.
and religion and conspiracy theories, then this is
This
a
is
good
your
one.
film. This
This
is
is a film
perfect.
to watch. Yeah, here you go. All right, so there you go. So that's all of the films. Post-Human, which is a brilliant animated film, which we would definitely recommend. Draw, which is a good Western sci-fi thing, it's quite good, and Proximity, which is okay. It's an okay sci-fi film.
Yeah,
Um, it's a bit long for what it is, but hey, it might keep the kids quiet for a while. You never know. Now, the day that this comes out, the day that this is actually out on YouTube, we will be ensconced in a cinema in Romford
it's good.
watching the Romford Horror Film Festival.
Yes.
And we will be giving feedback from the Romford Horror Film Festival next week. There will be feedback from both of us on the films we have watched
Yeah, it's
over the week, over
not
the
just
next
going to
week.
be me listening this year.
Not no, and the good thing is that there are some of the times that we're there where there are things going on in two different screens. So that means
Yes.
we'll be able to. I won't be missing some of them. We can watch. We can go into a screen each, and then we can report back to each other on things that we. You could tell me things that I didn't see.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's this year's going to be great. But obviously, if you can, if I don't know if there still are tickets available or whatever,
I
but
think there are some
if
left.
there's anyone in the area that want to go and listen to it, go and see it. It would be a great opportunity.
You do realise this is coming out on the Friday
Yeah, well, I'm sure they
of
can
the
get
fest
weekend
of the
tickets.
festival. Well, you can get day tickets and things like
Yeah,
that. So you have a look online and see what you think. So yes, that will be next week. We'll be doing the feedback from the horror film festival, and then the week after that, we are going to be doing the first of our film comparisons. We are
yeah,
going to be comparing an original film with a remake of that film. Um,
interesting.
It's going to be interesting, yes, because we're going to be doing the 1973 George A. Romero film, The Crazies. and the 2010 remake of it. Now, that is possibly one of the biggest gaps I've seen.
Yeah, it's the like for a reboot. It's not even like classed as a reboot or anything. It's definitely
Yeah.
and it's such a big gap.
And from what I can work out, it's effectively based on the same screenplay. So it's going to be interesting to see what changes they've made to the
Yeah,
remake, if
it
any.
is. It's going to be such a yeah. If there's any changes, yeah, unless they've kept it the same and they've just modernised it a little bit, it'll be so. It's going to be so weird because it's like I'm so used to watching like remakes and it's like, oh yeah, it's only 5 years down the line or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is a big gap, and it's going to be very interesting.
So yes, so we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to have some specials this year. We're doing
So
this.
yes,
We're doing a special for St. Patrick's Day. We're doing a special for Easter. We will have two specials this year for Halloween, because once again our show falls in the middle of the weekends.
once again, we've got really dodgy timing.
Yes, and of course we will be doing our Christmas show at the end of the year, as always. Um,
I
so
know it's
yeah,
a long time away, but when you
that
say
is
it
a
in the
long
way
time.
of special, yeah, but when you say it in the way of specials, it
So yes, but
does.
we've only got a couple of weeks. We've only got a few weeks till St. Patrick's Day, and
Yes,
then it's only about 3 weeks after that till Easter.
yeah,
So those
I'm
two,
looking. I'm actually looking forward to the ones you said there might be for St Patrick's Day.
yeah,
Like you haven't actually told me what they are. You've given me a slight hint, and I'm slightly worried, but I'm also interested.
yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, so we will see you next week. Well, you will see us next week. We will be sitting here staring at each other, probably. Um, but
Oh,
we will be
oh,
next week. You'll be able to listen to and watch our report back from the Romford Horror Film Festival, which again we'll see if we can get some video interviews with some of the people there and that sort of thing to intersperse amongst the
yeah,
report back and all that kind of thing. And we'll be doing that then thing and that. No idea what I'm talking about now. Okay, so we will see you again. Thank you very much, Scott, for being part of everything and everything within everything and out. I don't know what I'm talking about now.
I'm glad I can help. I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm glad I could be here.
Okay, and thanks to everyone who watches and does things and that sort of thing. Drop us a little line at some point. Let us know what you think about the show, or what you think about us, or what you think of our opinions.
No, don't let us know what you think about us.
What Watch some of the films and let us know whether you think we're talking out the bottom of our
There he is.
derrieres. Yes,
Only the bottom part of it.
if you feel that we are using a orifice in our body not normally known for verbal communication, then let us know and
Yes.
let us know what you think of the films.
Or even if you've got any films you would like to be reviewed, or
Yeah,
think,
if you got
do you
if
know
there are
what? I want to hear someone else's opinion on it. Let us know.
yeah if you've got films that you've seen, you think, oh, let's see what they think of that, and we'll do our best to do that kind of thing.
As long as, like I think, as we said, as long as it's sort of on a YouTube or on a streaming service that's not like extra paid to it. Obviously, like Netflix, you can watch loads of stuff, and then Prime, you
Yeah,
can watch stuff. But as long as it's not like you've got to then pay on top, we'll quite happily
yeah,
have a look.
we might even do something extraordinary, like have a DVD of it. You never know.
We could have a DVD. The amount of DVDs I've got, I could have a DVD with some
I've got
films.
hundreds here. I don't even know what half of them are.
A couple of DVDs that aren't even marked.
I think I've
I think
got
I've
Snakes on
lost
a Plane too somewhere. Um,
Snakes on a Train. That'd be better.
Ants
Snakes
on
on
a
a Train,
Plane.
but it's only from stop to stop.
Have you ever seen Ants on a Plane? That's an interesting idea.
Snakes on a boat.
Ants with pants. Right. So anyway, yes, we're going to go. Thank you very much for everyone for watching, and we will be back again at some point. Thank you, and goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
the Sci-Horror Film Podcast.